Hey guys, so it is Monday the 20th of May, and this week I only have 3 exams, which are Maths, Physics and English Literature. So I will only be vlogging from tonight to Thursday. So it will hopefully be a little bit shorter than last week's vlog. So my first exam for this week is Maths, which is tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And I'm really nervous because maths has always been my weakest subject. I've always been bad at maths. I've always been at the bottom sets for maths since primary school. I'm just dreadful at maths. So I've been revising really hard for maths pretty much since January. I just want to go in there and do my best because I'm not willing to resit in November. No thank you. So I'm just going to go and have my tea, and then once I've had my tea, I am going to be doing some final revision for maths, just so I can go in the exam tomorrow and feel a little bit more confident. So this is my tea for tonight. It's basically some chicken breasts with barbecue sauce. And yes, I am aware that it's not the most nutritional meal in the world, but I've been craving chicken for a pretty long time, so I'm going to eat my chicken with barbecue sauce. Hey guys, so today is the day. My first maths exam! Woo! I'm only kidding. I am so nervous for this exam. It probably won't be as bad as the next 2 papers, mainly because it's a non-calculator paper, so they can't really ask us anything too hard. But I'm still really worried because I just want to pass maths. After year 11, I never want to do maths ever again. So if I pick up them results and find out I get a 3 in maths, I'm not going to be very happy. So I'm only going to go in there and do my best because that's all I can do. So I'll see you guys after my exam. I wanna see my little boy. Here he comes. I wanna see my little boy. So it's just gone 3:20 and I've completed my maths paper 1 non-calculator on Edexcel Foundation Tier this morning, and I'll be honest, it was okay towards the start of the paper, but it wasn't until like the last 3 questions of the paper that's when it started getting quite difficult for me. There was this one question at the end when it was like, describe the roots of x squared take away 2x take away 3 gives you 0, and I honestly had no clue what was going on. And the worst part was seeing my friends at break, and I was asking them like how the exam went, and one of my friends was like, oh, it was alright, it was pretty easy. And like, my friend's actually pretty smart, even though she takes foundation, she's really smart, like she's been getting 5s in maths all year. But it makes me feel so dumb because I've been getting grade 3s all year. I'm not good at maths. And I was asking people on my way to chemistry class how the exam went, and they were like, oh, it was easy, it was alright, and I felt like the only person who found the exam difficult. So I'm just contemplating in my mind, I'm like, do I really have to resit maths in November? Do I actually have to do that? So that's me ranting about my exams over. The fire alarm actually went off today as well. Luckily it didn't go off during the maths exam, but it was during period 3 in my chemistry class. We were learning about extracting copper and like treating water and the environment and stuff. So my chemistry teacher was talking about like extracting copper from copper ores and then filterizing it or whatever, and then all of a sudden I hear the fire alarm go off, so I drop my pen because I'm really sensitive to loud noises. I have to cover my ears straight away. So I dropped the pen, put my fingers between my ears, I made a massive mess in my chemistry book, and then literally everyone in the school had to get evacuated. So we were stood in the evacuation point, which is the AstroTurf. We were stood there for a good 15 minutes, and then we went back into our lesson, and then our chemistry teacher thinks that someone pulled the fire alarm because he says, and I quote, I don't know any other school in the country who would hold a fire drill in the middle of exam season. So he thinks that someone's pulled the fire alarm, which is kind of annoying, but slightly funny at the same time because I got out of chemistry, which is probably one of my worst lessons in the world. So now my plan is just to go downstairs into the kitchen and get a drink and something to eat, and then I'm just going to be watching some YouTube for a little while just so I can relax a bit, and then later on I am going to be revising physics because I do have a physics exam tomorrow, paper 1 AQA foundation, so I'm a little bit worried about it because I really want a 5 in physics, but at the same time I'm not majorly nervous either because physics is my strongest science out of all of them. So I'm just hoping that I get the grade 5 because that will make me very happy. But of course, if I get a 4, that means I've passed. So I'm not too fussed, but I really would like a 5, so I'm going to get working. Okay guys, so it's just gone 9:30 and I finished doing some physics revision. I was just watching Primrose Kitten going over all the paper 1 content in the space of 40 minutes. And I was taking a little break halfway through that 40-minute video and I stumbled across someone on Snapchat has apparently leaked the Edexcel foundation paper that we sat this morning, and loads of people were questioning it and they were sending the leaked paper onto Edexcel's Twitter account, and then their Twitter account confirmed that it was a hoax. Although I'm really unsure if it was actually a hoax because the questions that came up were at the start of the foundation paper and the leaked questions were the exact same questions that we were given. So I'm really suspicious of it. But even if it is a hoax, I'm really annoyed with this person. This person doesn't go to my school, it's someone else in the country. But they could have potentially jeopardised our chances of passing. And I say that because people have been working so hard to revise and to actually pass maths like myself, because maths has always been my weakest subject. I can't emphasise that enough. And I've been working my backside off since January to improve my grades. And I think so has the majority of the country. So it's really unfair for us who deserve these grades and work really hard. And worst case scenario, we will have to resit the exam, which I don't think anyone wants to do. So before you think about leaking a paper, please think about other people because it's really inconsiderate and really rude, and you could potentially get disqualified as well from the exam board, so just don't do it. Anyway, that's my rant over, and I'm going to chill out in bed for a little bit and then have an early night, so I will see you guys tomorrow morning when I have my physics exam.
Years. And then do 1 divided by that answer would give you the total. You could rearrange it that way if that works better for you, rearrange it.
Okay guys, so it's 9:20, the bell has just gone for form. I came into school early at 8:15 because I have a physics exam this afternoon and I really need to revise for it. So I was just doing remembering equations, and then I was learning about the half-life and the radioactivity side of paper 1 because I find it really hard to understand the radioactive unit. That's my weakest one on paper 1. So hopefully the revision's paid off. We have revision sessions all day today as well. Period 1 and 2 we have English literature, and then period 3 we have physics revision. Then period 4 we don't have any lessons because we have lunch because the exam's at 1 o'clock. So I'll see you guys later. So guys, I've just come out of my period 3 lesson, which was physics revision, and my physics teacher gave us all this pen and it's got some super cute messages on it. It says, "Don't stop until you're proud. Mrs. M believes in you," that's her name. And then it says, "Read the question, have a go and try your best." I found this really, really cute. Okay guys, so I have completed my physics paper 1 exam. And to be honest, it was actually quite decent, and I thought it was a really nice paper, especially because I was given a 6 marker towards the end of the paper about one of our required practicals, and it was about insulating with layers of newspaper, and I knew the required practical back to front because I've been revising required practicals for physics all weekend. So when I got that question, I was like, yes. and I knew what I had to do, so I wrote everything I knew about that practical, and it was such a nice question. And also, in my physics paper, we were only given about 2 questions about series and parallel circuits, and I've always been really confused with the differences between series and parallel circuits. I don't really know why, I just get confused with them. So it was really nice that I was only given 2 questions about it, and I just think overall it was a brilliant paper. I loved the wording, I loved a lot of the questions. So the only thing I'm worried about is if the whole country thinks that the physics paper was easy like myself, then the grade boundary's got to go up. So I'm quite worried about that because I really would love a 5 in physics, but I just have to wait and see. Right, okay. I need to sit down. What the hell, Educast? What were you thinking? Why in God's name would you question us about the Cratchit family in A Christmas Carol? I could only write about 3 characters in the whole bloody novel. Tiny Tim, Bob Cratchit and Martha. They were the only people that I could write about, and you expect me to write a whole essay about 45 minutes about 3 characters? I don't think so. However, you did redeem yourself in the end. So in Inspector Calls, we were given the question of how is the theme of responsibility presented at different points in the play? So that was a really nice question. So you are forgiven, but I still hate you for the Christmas Carol question. And please, on behalf of everyone in the country, bring the boundaries down, please, I'd appreciate it. So I did say the vlog would finish on Thursday, but I forgot to film an outro, so it's now finishing on Friday, which is today. And if you enjoyed me ranting about my exams and generally being stressed, then remember to subscribe to my channel because I also have a vlog from last week's GCSEs that you can check out. And I will see you guys next week because I have half term and I won't be uploading during half term because I have revision and stuff. But I will upload on the first week back, so I'll see you later.